Welcome to Your Inbox Last Night, the podcast where I comb through the chaos of fintech newsletters so you don't have to. I'm Michelle Tivy, your guide through payments and fintech's biggest headlines. We want you to keep subscribing to all those news sources, but when you don't have time to read them all, we'll be here. Today, we've got a crypto cornucopia of news, but first, here are the highlights. Aussies are cracking down on BNPL. Visa and MasterCard are facing more than one serious lawsuit, and Mr. X is whale watching. As we dive in, let's start as we usually do with popular industry publications. First, from digital transactions, cardless fuel payments. Convenience store chain Racetrack has partnered with WEX to implement the 10-4 solution. This will mean truckers can make fuel purchases without using physical cards. If this move enhances convenience and security, it sounds like a game changer. Payments Dive cites a story from CBS News about a child abuse whistleblower allegation lodged against Visa and MasterCard over the site OnlyFans. A whistleblower has alleged that MasterCard and Visa were aware of child exploitation content on the OnlyFans platform, but failed to take appropriate action. This revelation has prompted discussions about the responsibilities of payment processors in monitoring content. The lawyer in me has seen this coming, folks. If the courts are going to hold acquiring banks liable for the actions of their merchants, the card networks were the logical next step. From Banking Dive, West Banco and Premier Bank have announced a merger aiming to expand their market presence and enhance service offerings. The acquisition is subject to regulatory approvals and is expected to close later this year. The next four stories are from Finextra. Australia has told that country's BNPL providers to apply for credit licenses. The Australian government has mandated that buy now, pay later BNPL providers must obtain credit licenses to continue operations. This move seeks to increase consumer protection and regulate the rapidly growing BNPL sector. Yesterday, we had a similar story about the Dutch doing this too. Pay by Bank has landed in Germany. In a collaborative effort, Tink, Adyen, and Recharge have introduced a Pay by Bank solution in Germany, allowing consumers to make direct bank payments for online purchases in an effort to reduce reliance on card networks. Another Visa and MasterCard legal action to note today. According to Finextra, Visa and MasterCard face a multi-billion-dollar UK lawsuit over interchange fees. The plaintiffs are alleging that these fees are anti-competitive and have led to inflated costs for consumers. Let's look at crypto and Web3. The Defiant reports that Donald Trump's crypto czar calls NFTs collectibles and compares meme coins to baseball cards. A key figure in the Trump administration's crypto policy has labeled NFTs as collectibles and likened meme coins to baseball cards, suggesting a perspective that these digital assets hold value primarily as speculative items. That, of course, is none other than David Sachs. Pop quiz. What does MiCA stand for? If you said markets in crypto assets, you're correct. Crypto.com has received in-principle approval for a MiCA license. That means Crypto.com will offer regulated crypto products across Europe in compliance with forthcoming EU regulations. That story comes from the papers. Fintech Finance News is reporting that OKX is the first global exchange to receive MiCA pre-authorization. This makes OKX the first global cryptocurrency exchange to obtain pre-authorization under the EU's MiCA framework, enabling it to provide regulated crypto services to over 400 million Europeans. Finextra is bringing some big news. Fasnara Capital, a London-based institutional investment manager with over $4 billion in assets under management, has launched its first tokenized money market fund. The tokenized assets will live on the Polygon public blockchain. The Polygon blockchain is a proof-of-stake technology. Fasnara's goal is to combine the stability of traditional money market investments with the operational efficiency of blockchain technology. Did I sound too happy about that last one? I am not saying my cold wallet is swimming in Polygon that I got slammed on in 2021, but I'm not saying it either. Okay, moving on, people. Let's have a peek into our favorite substacks. This Week in FinTech's Africa edition highlights recent activities, including funding announcements, partnerships, and regulatory developments impacting the continent's FinTech landscape. In Cashless, Rich Turin discusses the future of FinTech in AAPAC, his area of much expertise. He also has a great piece on MasterCard and tokenization, which is very much worth your time. And check out his story on gamification scams. The AI report is huge today. There are no fintech stories in Superhuman. Quote, extraordinary events demand extraordinary coverage, unquote. You've probably already heard since NVIDIA's stock lost $600 billion in value because of it yesterday, but all this fuss is about China's new DeepSeek R1 artificial intelligence. Superhuman says this thing is so good that it has shocked Silicon Valley. If you think that's a hyperbolic claim, think again. Mark Andreessen called DeepSeek's R1, quote, one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs I've ever seen, and as open source, a profound gift to the world, unquote. That's A16Z, amazing. Like most news stories in 2025, this one has a conspiracy theory attached, and it may not be as open source as it seems. In any case, we get the sense that this is a moment to remember in the advancement of AI. So take our advice and be a part of it. Well, finally, folks, what you've all been waiting for. It's time for the juiciest part of the show. Gossip from our one and only Mr. X. Take it away, sir.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. We do have a lot of buzz today. Now, this sounds crazy after that last story, but I'm hearing it seems like some folks in tech are pumping the brakes on AI. I hear whispers about a slow leak in the bubble, not a pop, mind you, but enough to make folks ask if they bit off more than they can chew. Now that I'm thinking about it, DeepSeek could give them all some cover to go ahead and tighten those reins. And, all right, here's a hot one for you. Word is Visa and MasterCard are sweating bullets over these OnlyFans allegations. Now, I'm not saying they're pacing the floors, but let's just say Michelle made some good points before about what this could mean the courts could try to hold card networks to account for. This one will be in litigation for a long time, I suspect. Is it just me, or are we flooded with crypto these days? Well, turns out mid-sized Bitcoin wallets are filling up faster than a rain barrel in a Texas storm. Now, let's get something straight. A mid-sized crypto wallet is not what you and I would consider mid-sized. We're talking about wallets that hold between 100 and 1,000 Bitcoin. So one Bitcoin is worth $100,000, give or take, and these folks have 1,000 of them? That sounds like extra large to me, not mid-sized. Either way, y'all, there's something stirring in the crypto waters, so keep those eyes sharp.
Yeah, I can definitively say that I am not sitting on a bunch of Bitcoin. And that's a wrap for today's Your Inbox Last Night. I'm Michelle Tivy. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to join our community so we can deliver the latest FinTech buzz to you every day. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay sharp and be curious.